All right, welcome everybody. Stone and Bone back again. We got a special guest today. My brother, man, we go back, gotta be pushing 30. Yeah,
Yeah,
over 30 now.
Damn.
Yeah, over
yeah,
30, because we
yeah.
was youngsters, man. Youngsters still,
That's what
still,
I'm talking about. Shit,
you know what
30?
I'm saying? Still
Yeah.
Hell
walking that
yeah.
line of, man, dude, which way we gonna go, man? We had, I don't think we neither one had hit that crossroad where we had to choose. Am I gonna go down the pathway of destruction, or am I gonna go this way and have a fulfilling life? This is my man Joe Roberson. This man, like I said, I met him. We was both still kind of in the trenches, but he didn't raise himself up to multiple degrees, counselor at Pierce College. Probably, if your kid goes to Pierce and they have anything to do with athletics, for sure, Mr. Roberson. And this is a pleasure to have you tonight, man. I've been anticipating this one, and man, well, I'm thankful to have you, my bro.
I
Real
appreciate
deal.
it. Hey,
I'm
it's a
thankful to have
blessing to
you
be
on
in
my
your
show. I'm
presence.
thankful to have you in my life. Real shit. Real shit.
Hey,
Solid.
likewise, my king. Likewise, likewise. Hey, look, I understand the value of social collateral. You feel me? Social equity. Hey, my brother, I appreciate you. I love you, Key. I love you. Hey, more importantly, I respect you. I love you, though. I love you. Hey, and Redbone, my king, it's a pleasure to be in your presence, an honor and a privilege.
Yes,
Like I
sir.
said, I don't take
Salute.
nothing for granted. Hey, especially what you
Salute,
just said
brother.
about, you said 40 plus years of marriage, huh?
For
Yeah.
20 something, 44 years. I've been with her since I was 13, bro.
Okay. We
So,
counting all that, though. We
since I
counting
started
all.
all this, since I ran on this crazy journey, homie, she been there with me,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
So that shit
Yeah.
we was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
a lot of motherfuckers don't salute. They queens like you did earlier, my brother. You feel what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
gotta let them know that we give a shit about them, man, and they're the backbone too.
Yeah.
Shit, on the
Yeah.
real, brother.
Yes, most
So,
definitely.
that was deep. And I told Stone to always when we come in start fucking recording, damn it. Get
He
this
does.
shit going.
He
Cause
do
hey
tell me that
y'all,
all the time too.
everybody out there, y'all missed this brother Stone's brother right here, the brother right here, Joseph. We was speaking some real shit earlier, you know what I'm saying? And I wish we could have heard it, but we're gonna get back to it again because it's gonna always reoccur when we
Yeah.
speak, man,
Yeah.
to get
Hey,
that
because it
message
has
across.
to. Hey, because it has to. And
Right.
there's not even an alternative to it. Hey, and on that note, I just got to say this. Let me tell you why I started down that line. Because every day I wake up. Okay, thank you, Jehovah. I ain't bringing religion into this, so forgive me, y'all, but I got to express my relationship with the universe, right? Because I'm still alive after a lot of my foolish decisions and poor discretions. And the reality is that I often think about the well being of our community, right? And the
Right.
only thing I can come up with after I'm saying giving it great thought is the only way to heal our community is to heal our families and to start with our
Mm,
family units. And
mm,
what does that look like if we can't maintain relationships with our significant others, right? If we continue to have homes that don't allow for healthy co-parenting to get our next generation where they need to be. We can't continue to have young people who don't have access to the village, to both their
Right.
parents and to the village. That is the only way. I don't see any way the government is going to step in and do anything for our community. Legislation, right?
mm.
Even all the social justice. It's not economic justice. They just saying social justice. People have to understand that language. So really the only thing we can do as people is address it at the family level, which to me is like the smallest unit. It's like the cellular, the atom, right? Is the family unit. And if we had our families together again in our village, then we can begin to move forward in the direction ideally we would be as a community. So it's going to have to come up because when I'm talking with youngsters, I got to acknowledge the truth to them. I ain't out, again, I'm not perfect, but man, I'm trying to honor my household and take care of my family and honor my wife. Hey, who done held me down? hey, who done
Right.
held me down through some situations that
Right,
it
right.
would be very foolish and ignorant and ungrateful for me to be out there acting too reckless. Because she's invested. What I've learned about life, y'all, is that when a woman invests her well being in you, she's investing her soul in you. Like, I got to be ready to sit down at night because my wife won't sleep comfortably in bed if I ain't next to her. And to me, initially, that's like, dang, that's too much. Then I
Right.
began to realize that, like, no, it's not. This is her nature. This is this is creation. This ain't her being anything other than her truest self, where we that connected. Like, we're at the finishing sentences. If I have a craving for something on a particular day, she done already went and got it. Like, she can see my
Right,
future and my outcomes. So
right.
I gotta honor. Hey, she know what I'm doing before I do it. Know how I'm gonna act before the incident occurs. You know what I'm saying? So what I look like playing myself, not honoring the woman who done helped me build what I've done, and helped me fulfill my role as a father to two kids that wasn't hers. You feel me?
Nah,
So yeah,
nah,
so
I
that
feel
always has to come up in conversation for me.
nah, she's a beautiful human being though. You already know I know. Um and that is what you're saying. What we have been on hard on Stone and Bone lately has been the divisions within our community. We got so many different seem like rivalries and tug of wars just within the black community. We got the division between the man and woman. We got the
Yeah,
division
yeah,
between older generation and the young generation. We got the Bloods, we got the Crips, we got the down south dudes in the West Coast, the East Coast. We got all these different divisions, and we don't have a structure that actually, well, we do have one, but it seems like it's being ignored nowadays. We don't have that moral structure that unites us, or that sense of nationalism between us as black people that unites us. And just what you spoke on as far as the family unit being so disrupted right now, that makes me think of it as a whole. Maybe that's probably the breakdown of all this divisiveness. Everybody is just so many different
yeah,
directions,
yeah,
man. There's
yeah,
no
yeah,
structure, you know.
yeah.
So I appreciate what you was just saying. Like, I really heard that. Now, I know you grew up in Buffalo. What made you make that move from the East Coast to the West Coast?
Okay. Oh, that's a deep question, Keith. That's a deep question. Okay. So I was about eight. Okay, hold on. I was 19. So that was a formative year. I'm just turning 19, so I'm Buffalo. I'm Buffalo. You feel me? That's my
Right,
identity.
right.
And then it was after high school, and I thought I was from a city. Buffalo's a wonderful place to be from. You feel me? To be from. It would blessings to everyone who's still there. I wish them nothing but the best. But it was difficult for me because I didn't realize the mentality I was growing up with. Like, poverty is ain't just about money; it becomes a mentality. And I thought I was from somewhere that functioned on the level of a city, but Buffalo was, still growing at that time in terms of our community. But one of my aunts got murdered. My father got 12
Wow.
brothers and sisters, yeah. And then the youngest aunt, his youngest sister, got murdered. And that was when my family came together, everybody who had been different places, including my own father, who I really hadn't grown up with. And, I just saw what was happening amongst at least my peer group. And there wasn't nothing I could see productive to do because Buffalo was a blue collar city, right? And growing up, I just used to look at Chevy plant, DuPont plant, Bethlehem Steel. Like, okay, I got to be able to get one of these jobs. I went to a vocational high school, you feel me, and learned carpentry. And so but I was that generation where the government began to give tax breaks to let these corporations move out of the country. And
Yeah.
so a lot of those factories began to close,
Wow.
right? So I'm from a place where people sat around waiting for the factories to reopen under the concept that, like, oh, the new presidential administration probably bring them back. I don't think we had witnessed before, like, no, jobs can leave your community and never return. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
Right.
didn't feel like what options I got in Buffalo. Then my aunt got murdered because her boyfriend was addicted to crack and she had 3 grand she was about to go buy a car with. And I'm gonna tell you, like, the thought of the sins of the father. My uncle, his name Neil Dobbins, and he's relevant where I'm from in Buffalo. He relevant. The Dobbins family, that's my family. Um, is relevant for multiple reasons, but the last thing he did before he passed away, rest in peace, is he started an organization trying to remove guns off the street of Buffalo. But that was in large part because he felt that his lifestyle and things he did in the 80s contributed to those outcomes in the city, right? Now, I'm going to show you how real life is if people get a chance to look it up. It's a gentleman named Sly Green who was associated with my family as well. My aunt that got murdered and my cousin who was her daughter that got stabbed to death was 3. My
Damn.
cousin's father is one of the brothers, one of the Green brothers, right? That didn't stop a smoker from stabbing his own daughter to death. And that taught me a lot. Like, dang, my family got all this respect in these environments. And they associated with these people where they moving, they movers, right? But that didn't stop their own family members. Like a 3-year, and then the guilt of my family, my uncle always told me, like, I felt responsible for it because who knows if the stuff that this dude was addicted to or going to try to get came from this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? So I was looking for something else. And then I had, at my aunt's funeral, there were several people. One was a woman in Atlanta who I still don't really know to this day, but was like, you could get out of Buffalo and come live with me. And hey, knowing what I know about life now, I was like, dang, what was you trying to do? Take me down there and get me? Right. But then my father said you could come to DC with me. And at that time, I had just met him. I was 19. I'm like, man, no, you trying to be a pops. I'm a grown. I ain't trying to hear what you talk about. And then he
Man,
had, oh,
Joe, may I ask what year is this?
this 92.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
92. So then when I
Okay.
get out here, okay, so but hold on real quick. So my aunt, I had an aunt who lived out here and she was at the funeral too. And she was like, hey, you could come to Cali. She's like, and live with me. And then I'll help you get a start on a better life. Hey, and watch this. And what's so powerful to me is I know that changed. Even though I came out here and got involved in some foolishness, it still positively impacted the trajectory of my life. Because before that, even though conceptually I knew there was a world beyond my block, at the same time, no, life begins and ends on Bailey Delavan. Bailey Delavan. You feel me? That's it. And coming to Cali was the first time, y'all, that I saw, like, damn, there's a whole world out there. I left in February 92, y'all. When I got on the plane from Buffalo, it was snowing like a snowstorm. We got above the
Mm.
clouds, it was sunny. I was tripping like, where the snow go? Hey, the plane landed in California. I just figured it would be landing back into a snowstorm out here.
Right.
Y'all,
Wow.
I was like, it was so sunny. Watch what I asked myself. I was like, if it looked like this somewhere in the world, why do people live where we from?
Oh,
That's deep, man.
for real.
That is deep. That is
Hey,
deep. That is
but let me
deep.
tell you, the respect Cali taught me. Okay, so when I was leaving Buffalo at that time, y'all, people from where I'm from was like, why you going to Cali? No, we don't go to Cali. They tripping out there. They were right. They not, there's a New York state of mind in terms of feeling like New York is above all. So one of the beautiful things about coming out here, Pakoima, other black communities was, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm driving around. I'm like, this state projects, this don't look bad. This look beautiful. They tripping. I like, oh, they can't really be with the business out here. Guess what I found out, y'all? Anywhere you got black people going through a struggle, you go meet some people who you need to make sure you thoughtful about your interactions with them. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, that was
Right.
a valuable lesson to learn because that began to make me study our community everywhere and how we
Right.
all go through these similar struggles and develop this tribalism.
Nah,
So,
look,
oh, go
look at
ahead.
this. Look, just real quick, just the picture you painted of Buffalo and how the plants left and all of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Pacoima, a lot of our parents worked at General Motors or something like that. That left. Price Pfister left Pacoima. So what you got left over? You know what I'm saying? Like it was the same. Like you was going through that over there. It's people that was going through the same thing right here with in Pacoima as well,
yeah,
man. It was the same,
yeah,
and all over because that was part of Reaganomics, right? Get all them corporations
yeah,
was leaving because same thing happened to L.A. If you watch Bastards of the Party, he Clee Bone talk about the same thing, man. So that's deep. All us blacks that grew up in the '80s, early '90s, we felt that when them plants left,
yeah.
we didn't have that action at that middle class life right there in our own neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
And didn't have an understanding on, okay, what's the next move there for? Right?
Right.
Because you're still dealing with the trauma, right? Because the previous generation got to work there for their lifetime, retire from there. So that becomes your expectation of life. Like, okay, I'm gonna be able to work here for this. But what we see is the legislation ain't really made for the people. We know that, of course, right? We live in a world now, especially this society controlled by corporate interests, right? So we're really losing ground. We losing ground, y'all, because hey, white folks done lost ground.
Hmm.
You hear me? Like this world is quickly changing. A lot of people are not really understanding the level of urgency and the fact that you can change the trajectory of life for your family in one generation. You
Hmm.
can. Like we just got to support one generation. And we have to not let them measure success by the metrics and the measurements and values of the oppressor.
Hmm.
You feel me? Like if we would just free ourselves of that, right? But we bought into it too, and the people from our community held up before us as leaders are propped up by whom? You got what I'm saying? So they continue to sell it to us and we buy into it. Hey, and I understand that also being someone who, to some degree, on some levels, have bought into it, has bought into it. You got me? So it's
Yeah.
just a real world we live in, a real world.
You know what? You I saw something on Facebook and you spoke on that, and I love the line you walked on it, man. You said, "I have the same resentment for a white person denying white privilege as I do a black person who has chosen to be stagnant in life." And I'm paraphrasing, but I
Yeah,
know
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
hearing
yeah,
what you said though.
yeah.
You had that same resentment for a white person denying white privilege as you do a black person who chooses
Who,
to stay
yeah,
stagnant because of
yeah,
white privilege.
yeah. Who uses it as an excuse
Uses it as an excuse, like
for their lack of ambition and effort. Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can't say, oh, because the white man is doing this and doing that, I can't make no moves for myself, or all I could do is go sell dope or sell my woman's ass because that's not a good excuse anymore. Like there are things you could do
Yeah.
other
Hey,
than
it's
that.
not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. And watch this. That ain't me trying to impose my personal views and values on people. That's me holding the line for what has to take place for us to move forward. Like, even though we call ourselves a community, the reality is there's differences in how we approach life as black folks. You feel me? We don't all subscribe to the same notions. You know what I'm saying? So we at a point where we gotta hold the line. And Keith, watch this. I have written that post months ago, right? The universe put that on my mind, but I'm not courageous. I'm not courageous, my brother. So I'll be like, man, I ain't posting this stuff, man. I ain't saying none of this, right? And then I'll try to go to sleep, and the universe will keep putting it on my mind to the point I realize if I died today and didn't say it, I wouldn't be able to go to my grave in peace.
Wow.
You feel me? So, and I don't know if I'm promised tomorrow. So it's what I have to accept. But hey, I'm from Buffalo, my brother. My mother had her first kid at 15. Then me by my father at 18. You feel me?
15, bro. I know if my mama had me at 15, I know exactly what that means.
We
You
are
got me?
connected. We are
For
Hey,
connected.
real.
I had my
Red
oldest
Bone, watch
at
this.
15.
Red Bone, my king. Hey, I'm living in the valley. I was able and blessed to buy a house in the valley. I'm from Buffalo. I'm nothing. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm nothing. But I'm too scared to give up. I'm too scared to give up. So therefore, I've always moved forward with felony convictions, with
Uh,
cases hanging over my head. And so therefore, it's not courage that I'm telling people like, hey, I don't want to hear no excuses. It's just that your excuses don't matter. They don't matter. At the end of the day, who promised you life was gonna be good? A gazelle gotta wake up every day and get chased by a lion. And it's just what it is. That gazelle ain't trying to figure out like what I do to you. And what it's just life. It's
It's
life.
just life,
It's
bro.
life. So look, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? So therefore I had to post that, my brother. Cause I
Nah,
do feel that way. I do
yeah.
feel that way. And I gotta be honest about how I feel and I gotta stand on something.
I love that. I love it because you made sure that blacks blacks hold their own responsibility
Yeah.
regardless. You're not giving giving whites a free pass. Like, yeah, that you guys have had white privilege. Yes, you guys have made our path a little bit harder, but I resent the fact that y'all use that as an excuse. Like, that was so deep. It was so
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
pumped me up today. I
I
said, man, I
appreciate
gotta
that,
call my
Key.
brother today. I'm
Yeah.
like, cause I've been
Yeah.
sitting like, I ought to call him today and let him know. Like, that gave me air this morning. Like, I breathe, I inhaled that. Like, ooh, that's a cold one. You feel me? So I just had to let you know that. Like, I felt that.
Yeah.
That was deep, bro.
Because it does exist, but this was so cold. Think about how fragile a person's ego is to not. But also let me identify this real quick. There's the black community, then there's black culture, and then there are black people. In that same way, there is the white community, there's white culture, and there's white people. So there's certain views I have on like what white culture is, right? That I don't apply to every white person. The same way there's certain things about black culture that doesn't apply to like black culture is not healthy in many ways. But in many ways, it's because we haven't stopped to evaluate it to realize, hey, we so like as a community that sometimes we don't stop and look like, okay, is this really something if you trace our lineage or our ancestry back that is part of our value system? Or is this given to us by the oppressor and therefore we done latched on to it as if, right? So for
damn.
instance, like we should be validated for things like, let's say, soul food and our creativity. But we look at that as part of black culture, so we consume it not realize sometimes like genetically is okay. So when people start saying black people predisposed to these health issues, is that really about us physically, or is that about our beliefs and what is culturally tied to us, and so therefore we're consuming it? We're an industrious creative people. So when the only thing you would offer us are the remnants of a pig, oh yeah, we go figure out what to do with them chitlings and make something great. But at the end of the day, is that how we eat in order to provide for our health? No, we have to readjust our thought process as it relates to culture. I'm gonna go one step further. Law enforcement. We know our history with law enforcement. We get
Yeah.
it. But nonetheless, even if we look at it strategically, black culture makes people in our community uncomfortable with the thought of pursuing law enforcement as a career, right? That's black culture. Okay, but if you really think about it, we should adjust that because even a criminal organization would work differently. They'd be like, okay, this is what we go do. We go infiltrate their organization and we're going to have people in place to. So even in terms of our community, we would be better off having told all young men like, hey, we no, go law enforcement, law enforcement, law enforcement, law enforcement, right? Because when you driving around, and I love all people, be clear, I love all people, right? But who's predominantly law enforcement now?
Hmm.
When you're driving
Yeah.
around. So what grounds are we gaining? So there's certain things about black culture, that tribalism. Okay, so when I was younger in Buffalo, you don't walk past no black person without saying hello. You'll never do that. Like you, oh man, any now what I didn't know, because we used to acknowledge a black man by saying blood. I didn't associate that with any other culture or gang culture because I'm not in California, I'm in Buffalo. It was just a respect thing. You were supposed to always acknowledge another black person in your presence because something might jump off and y'all there together, even though y'all ain't there together. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Heck yeah.
So we got to get back on some of that where we not seen. And that, hey, Key, that's why I love you. That's why I love you. When I first came to the Valley, folks was acting uncomfortable with me, and that made me feel some type of way about myself. What do people see about my character? But it really wasn't people seeing about my character. They was just unfamiliar with my presentation of self being I'm not from here. But you always gave me love, my brother, and it was never like I couldn't even understand why people would feel threatened by me because I always been a nice person. I've always been that way, my brother. You feel me? Only thing I've ever done to people is once they couldn't accept my kindness and mistook it for weakness. Other than that, my brother, what's mine is yours. I ain't tripping off none of
That's
this.
that's deep because I was thinking about that exact sentiment earlier. Whereas, I grew up. I was telling Bone yesterday. I grew up, man. I used to catch the bus from Pakoima to the West Valley and go to school. So often when I walked in class, I was the only black there until I hit the yard, and then you find other blacks. Now, you make like you say, you make that association. Like, hey, you know what I mean? You gonna
Yeah,
definitely figure out, like, you know what I mean? Not on no blood or crip shit, just on some. Hey, we in here
yeah,
together. Like,
yeah,
we need
yeah,
to. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We're
Because
gonna
you
have to
got
figure
the
this
other
out.
black. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got the other blacks, they think they white or, they fit more in that. So you going to find who's real. And I feel like me and you, we just real recognize real off top. And it was just like, what's up? You know what I mean? And we just got to, I don't even know how, but it was always cool. I just always felt it cool. The energy was just cool. You know what I'm saying? So every week, when I go hoop up at Winnetka, there go my dude. What's
Hey,
happening? And you
hey,
always had to, you know what
Hey,
I'm
watch
saying?
this. Watch
Always
this. Because it was cool. Do you know what it's like waking up? I'm from somewhere where people freeze to death. You hear
right,
me? I'm from
right, yeah,
somewhere where to this day people still get stuck in the
yeah,
cold and freeze to death.
yeah. My
I'm in
daughter out there
Cali.
right now,
Hey, I'm
yeah,
in Cali in the valley. It is cool. You feel what I'm saying? I've been around poverty. Now I'm around places where, like, damn, there's a Benz, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari. Oh, no, it was cool. You feel what I'm saying? Hey,
Now,
it was
question,
cool. Yes, sir.
question.
Yes,
Where
sir.
did y'all exactly, how did y'all meet? How did it happen?
Hooping, hooping,
Hooping?
hooping. Yup.
Okay.
And then,
at Winnetka Park
yup.
back in
Hey,
the day
then,
when it was gladiators.
Okay. So
yeah,
now,
yeah. Hey, hey, watch
okay.
this, watch
Now,
this. And
whoa.
Key was a bully, and Key was a
Okay.
bully.
I don't even
No,
try
no,
to
no,
do
no. Hey, no, he was a bully on the court,
nah.
right?
Hey,
But hey, but watch this though. But I'm from where basketball ain't a sport, it's a religion. So it was so cool
Ooh,
to see someone like, oh shoot, oh no, there's people out here who take this serious. You feel me? Hey, and
okay.
not the code bully, but just to like, hey, we ain't friends right now. We ain't
Right,
friends, or we
right. We
competing
on the
against each other right now.
we competing,
But
but
Oh
this
you
was
wow,
have to
through the
cool.
hold your square,
sports. Through the
Yeah.
sports.
you have to
Okay.
Hey,
hold your square in there, man. Because you come in there, if you come in there soft, you might not get picked for one. If you gotta get picked to even play,
yeah.
and then if you get beat, there's no you're probably not gonna play again for the rest of the time it's open. So you gotta get in, you gotta be on your
Hey,
square
and it's representation from all environments. So your
everywhere.
name is going to
Okay.
precede you wherever you go. Now, the
I'm
thing that Key did, Key came in there with the plaits in his hair, though, with the red barrettes. And that was a little bit like, that's when I really identified, like, oh, you playing psychological games with him now, too. Because now they don't even want to play defense on him. You feel me? But he was a hog. He was a hog.
Hey,
I'm
shout out
thinking, hey, I'm thinking
shout out
y'all
to
mad and
Rich,
I'm
man.
thinking this is
Richie Rich used to be up in there. No, Richie Rich was bullying cat.
Oh yeah, he did too. He did
oh
too.
double R.
Double R is in there
Yeah,
on some
Hey, hey,
yeah,
real
hey, hey, hey,
like
yeah.
man, him and the homie Clutch, they out, man. But yeah, I thought y'all met in high school or some
Oh
shit.
yeah,
now
When I,
we
no,
was
no,
no.
I
okay,
say
so
when I
Yeah.
there
got
we
back from
go,
Dago, I came back from Dago.
there we go, break it
Still,
down.
I was still in shape. You know, I just came back
Okay,
from playing ball, so I still had a little something on me. So I came back from Dago and shit. Every weekend I had to find my ball. You know what I'm saying? To go play
Yeah.
ball. So
okay,
Joe,
And we got that in. And we got that
yeah,
in.
had
And
to
we
get
got
it
that
in.
in. Yeah, yeah,
That was my
yeah.
rep. You know what I'm saying? That was my cardio. You feel me? So yeah, so we used to go up there and get it in, man. It was on. I missed them days so much.
Hey, and watch this though. What a beautiful experience it is when you look back on it in terms of the socialization process. I'm gonna
Man,
tell y'all why basketball was so important to me. Because in our community, it's a lot of stuff I'm just learning in life. I didn't understand the benefit of rituals in terms of rites of passage.
rites of passage. There
Yeah,
you go.
most communities have
Talk
a
about
rite of passage at like that 15, 16 age, right? That kind of becomes this, what word? This milestone marker in your life to
yes,
let you know you're
yes,
moving
yes,
to the next stage, right?
yes. Talk about
So we don't have that. And that's something that we could think about, right? In terms of creating a new culture for ourselves, those rites of passage. But basketball was so meaningful because remember, you go to the park and men be looking at you like, man, how old are you? Like 13, 14? You can't get on. You can't get
it.
on. And you have to learn, how do I
Hey,
mitigate this and earn the
yeah.
respect of these men that's going to get them to allow me to, and what a socialization process that is,
Come on,
right?
man.
For us to learn about life. And then you got to learn how to politic with people. See, nowadays, I realize with basketball, people speak in a way that's super reckless that I'm unfamiliar with. They don't realize that, like, no, it was just basketball. No, it's not. When I was growing up, homeboy, no, you don't get to talk to everybody the same way. It depends upon relationships. Some of those people talk, those are friends. They have relationships. I also
I
learned that
see.
'cause I used to go play in other people's projects and
Right.
watch. Hey, I
Oh,
learned this lesson the hard way, y'all. Hey, me and another dude had a disagreement on whether it was a foul or not. I thought the disagreement was between me and him. I didn't realize like that ain't how life works, Joe. The disagreement is between you and everyone here from his projects. Hey,
Everybody is with. Yeah, yeah,
and it
yeah.
taught me what real life was about how you gotta move through life. How do you have to move?
man.
Be
Hey, that
aware of
was
your
one. Hey, that
surroundings.
was a a life changing foul. Huh?
Hey,
Shit.
real
Gotta
life. Hey,
be
so
aware of
then
your
you decide,
Shit.
surroundings, man.
hey, you start to evaluate other situations like, okay, do I call a foul? Do I stand on this? And then that's when, as young men, we have to earn the respect of the environment where you just go so hard. Somebody with them say, like, hey, man, give him his file, man. Y'all know y'all filing him. Give
Yeah,
him his file, man.
on the
Because,
real.
because you dealt with the situation and earned the respect of the people that mattered. And that's a skill set and understanding we have to have going into every single environment we go in. Because we at war, my brother. We live in a beautiful world. I'm not telling people not to enjoy it. But there's a war going on for the lives and souls of people, and people do have to approach everyday life like that. It's real. It's real.
It's
It's
it's,
real.
it- it's real, man. I love. Look, man, because that's what if you watch our shows, especially here lately, everything I speak on us as a culture and how we as a people need we need we need rules, we need
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
moral laws
Yeah.
in our within our community, just with each other
Yeah.
in our community. We need laws that we follow, and that's what's
Yeah.
gonna give us the respect that everybody else outside of us. Like, oh, he's black, he don't do that. He's not gonna go past that point. You know what I'm saying? There's certain
Yeah.
boundaries that we need to add to our life. And like just simple things, like we say, do unto others. Like if you don't smoke dope, you should not sell your brother no dope. I
Yeah.
honestly
Yeah.
feel
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you selling another black man crack or crystal meth or heroin or something like that, and you don't even use that shit yourself, you're not doing unto another as you would do unto yourself. You're selling this man. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hey,
And
Key,
I
watch
feel
it. Hey.
that has
Yeah.
cursed us as a
And we got
people.
to stop
Like,
celebrating it. We got to stop celebrating it because the person has increased their value by the accumulation of money, financial resources, which is, again, a measurement of success according to whose values and whose rules.
who's
That's why we
right?
plan ourselves because we subscribe into the notion I have to achieve the things that represent. No, I don't. No, I don't. I believe in independence for the sake of interdependence. We ain't all got to function independently in the sense of we can't work together and collaborate. No, we have to be independent functioning people to bring something back to the collective for our people. You know what I'm saying? But we got to stop thinking that just accumulating these material things, getting this money, and therefore selling harmful things to my community is a positive thing to do. But we
Positive.
got to, but the rest of us have to stop celebrating it,
Don't celebrate it. Exactly.
and glorifying it because that's going to lead to others because it's presented to us in part as a form of control. And that's
Mm.
what we have to concern ourselves with because that's what's going on in this world, my brother. Hey, but what you said about the drugs, I was going to say this. I say all money ain't good money.
All money ain't
And
good
and
money.
that's me trying to express that to people. Like, be thoughtful how you get the money.
Be thought.
Because if it's destroying your community and it's harming people, I'll even say this, man, growing up as part of the deviant weed industry. I knew the difference, man. You sell someone weed, even though there's people who may mess their lives up smoking weed. And again, I ain't got nothing to say about today's medical grade stuff. I'm right, I'm old. But it's like if you sold that to people, they was inviting you in their house for Christmas, giving you a Christmas
Right,
present,
right.
giving you
Yeah.
some dinner.
Weed
So
is
the, so the energy around the weed, the energy, you knew it wasn't negative. But
right.
man, the rest of that stuff, you watching people's lives fall apart.
You watching their life fall apart.
Hey, and watch this. This is the other thing. You know how the person you's moving the weed to, they really love you. They really do. They right? Hey, the person people moving that other stuff to, I see the resentment in their eye. They know you're benefiting off my demise. So it's really a relationship where they hate you. They secretly hate you because it's humiliating. It's humiliating. You feel me? I've seen it when people look in my eyes, and that was one of the things. Thank you, Joe. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. There's an energy that comes with certain things. I've experienced that in life. That's why I'll continue to be a kind person, my brother. You feel me? Despite that people have misinterpreted, right? And that people have tried to take advantage of it. Doesn't matter because it costs me nothing to be respectful. It costs me nothing, my brother, to be
Just
respectful.
the simple respect,
Yeah.
man. The
And to
simple,
honor other people. It
because
costs me nothing.
like we was talking one time, and we spoke on just you out working, because I work outside. You working and you see another black man getting his money. Just that look between y'all is a beautiful thing. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
When you see another and he like, all right, man,
Yeah.
get your
Yeah.
money. You like, yeah, you getting your, yeah. And when you just got that, yeah, baby.
That's
Like
where
Hey,
that
we ain't
salute
all
come
yeah.
from. That's where that
we
salute
ain't
come
all
from.
doing no
Mm.
bullshit to get our bread.
That's
You
where that
out here,
salute come
yeah.
from.
So you want
Come
to
on, man.
encourage that in your brother. You see him out there getting it, man. Hey, go get it, baby. It's
Hey,
you.
what the
You know
salute look like, Red Bone? What the salute look like?
I do the fist to him every
Okay.
time, my brother. I do
Oh,
just like
hey,
this.
yeah.
Everyone only
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
nowadays I used to
Yeah.
tell them, hey, I come from that era where I used to ask you, hey, where you from? I don't do that no more. It's like
Yeah.
this, man. When I see you, man,
Yeah.
every one of you, man, I gotta give you this. I
Yeah.
preach that all the time. Like I
Yeah.
say, I got a job that when we do we meet and greet anyway. So everybody I see, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Some people don't speak, so that when I first started, that used to make me feel some type of way. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm meeting and greeting, but a
Yeah.
lot of people have problems, and you got to respect that, bro. So again, man, positivity and that being humble. I'm learning, Joe. I'm learning, man. Like you say,
Yeah.
that's how y'all spoke in New York when where y'all come from. Is good morning, good morning. Every time you see a
Yeah.
black person, just
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
morning, man. I try to preach that right now, brother. I
Hey,
really
I'm on
do.
that. I'm on that. Hey, that's the line I push. Hey, because I know the blessing. Hey, watch this, my king. Since we acknowledging and honoring, let me just say one more time, like, I know who you are. Hey, as a general, I respect that. Like, because your presence means something. I know that. I know that. I know
Appreciate
your
it.
presence means something. You got me? So I know even
Appreciate it.
to have audience with you, to have
Right.
audience with you. Hey, respect, my king, respect. I appreciate
Salute.
that. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I
Appreciate it.
hear that. Yeah, I feel that deeply. I appreciate men trying to do something positive, y'all, because that's what's necessary. Because who else coming to do it? I respect people's religious belief, but y'all grew up around people who waiting for Jesus to come back and do something. And I always ask people like, but what if, even if that's your belief system, what if you were given the power to impact change? So one of the examples I use is this. I'd be like, look, if you in my house and I entrust you with my stuff and somebody tearing my stuff up, don't wait till I get back to address it. You feel me? You feel me? So I just
Thanks.
like no one's coming to save us, and that's what people got to understand as Black folks, and we have to, and no, and especially this, and especially speaking to change, because you know that message is not meant well all the time. You know, it's not met well. Excuse me.
For
So
real.
yeah, that's a
For
work.
real.
It's work.
that's
For real.
hey, and that is kind of what we up against right now. Everybody, because as you know, bro, and I'm not gonna get deep into it. We could
Mm-hmm.
get deep into it off camera, but I'm not gonna get deep into it. But me and Bone, some other brothers have, you know, tried. We spoke on some things, and we're trying to erase some divisive lines
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
that's in our culture
Yeah.
around here in this Greater Valley area. There's some divisive things going on that's been going on for a little while now, and us as older, we shit, we G's now, we older, we're all, you know should have some type of rank, and should have some type of say so within our communities. And we got the younger generation, they're holding their lines, and it's kind of hard to figure out how we could get these the division, how to
Amongst these two
basically
tribes.
Right, right,
to get the, but they're entrenched and we all understand it because we've been there. But at the same time, we see where that's gonna lead because we've been there.
right.
We see what it leads
Hey,
to.
and you bear a duty and an
We have
obligation to
duty and
try.
obligation.
It's
So
simple as that.
how do you, and I know you work around more youth than all of us, the young, that generation that really needs their coat pulled. And I love that rites of passage. I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that will work, but I don't know how we could get,
Okay. I'm gonna
21,
sh-
22-year olds to,
let me
you
share
know,
some. I'm gonna share some of my thought process.
give me some, please.
Okay, one, and in certain discussions, you're right. We would talk offline, right? But at the
Yes.
same time, that's attached back to what I brought up as soon as we started talking. When I said I've really given a lot of this thought, and a lot of it, I'm limited. I do the best I can, but everyone ain't gonna hear me no different than when I was a certain age. I ain't listening to what everybody else got to say. You feel me? I got to go experience this. I got to go earn my stripes, and you're not really gonna talk me out of it. So, right?
Right.
So, but what I realized is this. That's why that family unit's so important. Because guess who could talk to a young man and set a young man straight? His father. His father, other men in the community who have been present with him, who he knows are speaking in love and not undue criticism and harsh criticism. So that's part of it. If we're going to talk about lasting change, the other thing I'd say, and there's different discussions. One might be about those circumstances in general as it relates to our community as a whole, right? And one might be a talk about the valley. So one of the things that brings me to is this. I wish people who lived in the valley could see the blessings of being in the valley. Being from Buffalo, like I meant what I said, y'all, I wake up every day happy no matter what's going on because, y'all, this is a blessed place to be. There's opportunity here. If you want to do something productive with your life, you can do it from the 818. You feel me? You could get there from the valley, my brother. Anything you dream of, you can facilitate your goals and dreams. And there's resources and there's people. So people don't understand, man, the valley is blessed. Like I love that even in street politics, it ain't the same as LA. Shouldn't be. It's the valley, huh? What's the valley? Let the valley be the valley. Valley move the way the valley move, my brother. Like it don't need to be problematic, right?
For
Buffalo
real.
is in part problematic because everybody fighting for the same $5 bill. You hear me? We really recycling, and that's what it was back then. I don't want to talk negative about even the deviant economy there at this
Right,
point.
right, right, right.
But it was just like when you walking around being broke with a bunch of broke people doing broke people things. But then all of a sudden I came to the valley and I saw the resources there. I don't really care where you at. You know people. And if you look at people as in terms of social equity. So I would say part of it is getting people to really see that in what ways do you not have other than what they're selling you? Other than what they're selling you.
Right,
Other
right.
than
But they're selling
manipulation.
you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I used to think I was poor growing up. I realized I wasn't poor. We just didn't have the money for things we didn't need. That's not poor. We just didn't have, so I was never gonna have no J's. Oh well. Oh well.
Huh. For
But when you're
real.
young, like, oh man, I'm life is hard on me. Like we need families, we need, and then this the other thing I wanted to say. I know this sound harsh, y'all. This sound harsh, but we also have to be willing. I don't want to say they got to be sacrificed. I don't want that for my child, right? But you have to understand at a certain point you ain't gonna save everybody. So if you don't want to be saved, I ain't here to save you. And you go deal with the consequences of your own outcomes. And I respect that. But I'm going to disassociate from you because this ain't what we doing anymore. This ain't what we on. Or if you doing it, cool, but that's no longer seen as this viable part of black culture. Because you got to remember, again, black culture has not been constructed entirely by us. We even go back to the black exploitation films. Come on, man, there ain't nothing really been about us. Hey, I grew up on the Mac. You feel me? I wanted to be Goldie. You feel what I'm saying?
I used to watch that every week.
Come on. So, hey, look, I remember giving thought at a certain age, y'all. I was like, what do I got to do to be right? And then everything I came up with, it hit me later on like, oh shit, everything I just named is a felony. I was like, okay, I got to be nice with it. I got to put hands on people. Woo, 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 woo. And the only thing wasn't a felony. I was like, I got to run through these females, right? I got to be a player. I got to be right. But nonetheless, that wasn't the most productive use of my energy and time. And then I had to ask myself, like, why do you believe these things? Hey, I was proficient at drinking, y'all. I'm talking about everything from MD 2020 to the St. Ives, the Crazy Horse, the Old English
Damn.
800, the crazy, what was it? Crazy Horse,
That's what it
Thunderbird,
was. Yeah, the crazy horse with the
Cisco,
bird. Yeah.
Night Train, Whiteport, whatever. Hey, one day I asked myself, I was like, I don't even like the way I feel. Why I do this? And you know the only explanation I have for myself? Because this is what a real do. Then I started asking myself, like, why do I believe that? And then I
Huh?
started realizing, like, oh shit, the
Why is
world
that
is shaping my identity. I'm a black man, but somehow the world is shaping my identity of what a
so?
black man's
That's
supposed to
what a
be.
real nigga do. Wow, that's deep, baby.
Hey, why can't he get a pass? Cause hey, that ain't what we do.
That ain't what we do.
Hey, he out of pocket. Hey, one day I watched some people put hands on someone. I said, hey, what'd he do? Cause I ain't see the dude do nothing. He's like, hey, he walking around here with his head up like he run something. I was like, what? That's how we feel about each other? You feel what I'm saying?
Bad. It's that bad. It's that bad. No, I done seen it on social
Yeah.
media. Dudes just driving around, jumping out on the dude that jumped out the car on the dude taking out the trash, talking about I need that fade. For nothing. He just taking out the trash, but they want to film themselves taking a fade
Yeah.
with this dude.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
ain't like
Hey,
you
and
ready
Key.
to fight. He ain't even ready to fight. Like, why you just gonna jump out on that man? He just take another
Hey,
black man. He just taking out the trash in his own house. Like, just
hey.
like man, the shit is so. Our culture has gotten to just so. What Ti say? Piss poor morally, bro. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
morals is just piss
Yeah.
poor, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to
Hey,
me.
but
It's
it's
embarrassing.
not the entirety of our
Not the
community,
entirety,
right?
just some things. The stuff that they promote us
Right,
as,
right. The
the
most
way we're
ignorant, the
promoted,
most ignorant. They don't want to see someone talking sensible.
is the
But let me
most.
ask this though. Let me ask this, Key. Now I'm going to trace it back to something you said earlier about Taft, though. I'm going to go full circle on you, okay? Earlier, when you mentioned Taft High School, you mentioned someone perhaps such as myself, me and you running into each other, right? And having a certain energy. But then also some who look like us, right?
That correct. Yeah,
But you were mentioning might act a certain way. So
right.
one of the things I'm even looking at life in life now is being more understanding of black is black. Black is as black does. You feel me? So we got to change our culture even in terms of looking at an articulate mother like because I was part of that generation that I wouldn't read in front of other people. Hey, I could read well, but in class I wouldn't read because the other people in my class couldn't read. I can't be the only person in my class reading in eighth grade, right? Because oh then hey look, I look white. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we have to ask ourselves what even those values that have been assigned, right? Do we really subscribe to them or do we have to change some of our notions? So me now, I look at, man, I can be accepting of damn near everyone. Damn near everyone. I can't say everyone, but damn near everyone. And be respectful and want to support my community. Now, don't mean I got to play myself, right? Don't mean I got to do bad business or let anyone take advantage of me, but where I can and where it's appropriate, I got to try, man.
That's
I got
deep.
to try.
I appreciate that. So now one more. I got one more question I gotta ask you because I have you. When did you get the strength to go to different the other direction from? Because I know you had to come to a crossroad in your life that made you just take that turn. Because I remember I see you one week, we balling, we doing that, we out there, but then I think I didn't see you for maybe a year or two. And the next time I saw you, you had like a CSUN backpack or something, and you
Yeah,
was like on
yeah,
a whole nother mission. And I was like,
yeah, yeah,
what? Like what's like?
yeah,
Hey, what's happening? What's going on? And you was telling me like, man, I'm at CSUN. I'm
yeah.
balling. I'm doing this, and I'm like, wow.
Hey, and that's why I'm obligated before the universe to speak life into young people, right? Because my brother, thank you, Jehovah. That do you understand? I'm still tripping that that was my life experience. Hey, I'm the one who did it. It was my life, and half of my life I don't even believe, Key. I don't even believe that really happened, but it really did happen. You got what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
watch this. In January in January '96, I got caught up in a situation in which some gunfire was exchanged. Okay, they took me to the station, did the gun residue test. Nothing was on my hand anyway, but you know, I don't want to tell young people how to move in life, but at that moment, my thought process is you got to sit here and deal with it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the dude who got shot in the face was my people. So I ain't know if he was gonna live, but he did. And because he did, he let them know, nah, he ain't the one who did it. That's my people. So I was confronted with the thought process of like, oh shoot, what if he ain't around to tell him? And you gotta abide by certain understandings, right? When that worked out in my behalf, I began to ask myself in reference to a couple other things I had walked on, how long you go play with these folks?
Huh.
Feel me?
Shit.
Hey,
For real.
hey, when these folks start knowing your name, right? Because you got to remember, we in the West Valley. Certain things don't, they're not, they don't, ain't typical just to have an exchange of on the street.
Right.
That's right.
On the real. Real
You
Especially
shit.
got
back
me?
then. Especially back
So,
then. Yeah.
so I had to evaluate some of my behaviors, right? So, boom, someone was getting some work from me. This is just real life too. It is what it is. Someone was getting some work from me. This back in the stress days. You feel me?
Okay.
Everybody know I stress,
Okay.
right?
On the
Yeah.
Okay.
real.
Yeah.
So he said that's what he wanted, and I arrived with what his request was. Now he ain't had a change with him. That come on, I move different. I had to learn how to move on my own out here. Like that ain't right. What you think is about to jump off? What you think is right?
Come
What
on.
he said to me, y'all? He said this. He said, "No, man, it ain't even like that. I'm just waiting for this money to come from school." And I was like, come on, I come from poverty. You say money, I'm listening. Like, oh, what you mean? He like, oh, I go to school, I play football, and then they give me financial aid. They pay me. I was like, oh, shit, right? But then I was like, oh, explain. I was like, so you go to school, but they give you money to go to school. He's like, yeah. And I was like, and you play football. I turned around to everyone who was there. It was like 7, 8 people. I was like, hey, yo, I'm about to go to school. Hey, they started clowning for like the next 30 minutes, y'all. The next 30 minutes they was clowning. And it's okay. It's okay, I get it. But you know how when people clowning and they really your loved ones, so it's all good. But
Yeah.
then you start to see behind the clowning and be
Yeah.
oh, hold on, you really don't think I could do it though. Oh, you think I'm just
Right. Right.
talking.
Right. Right. Right.
Like, okay, but if I
Ooh.
tell y'all I'm about to go put this move down out here, y'all know it's for real. But if I say I'm gonna go do this productive move, y'all just think I'm stuck. Like, so
Right.
boom, I signed up for school. And then watch what, thank you, Jehovah. Thank you. Hey, I was blessed, y'all, because it taught me the rules of life. Okay, you know how cats was still slow motion trapping out of spots? No, get your lazy ass up and go move the way you gotta move to not have this location that everyone can target. Everyone, right?
Yeah.
So then, so I'm moving. Then I had to decide what is my look go be, because if you don't give people a narrative, they come up with one in their own head. So why am I coming in and out of the crib all the time, all day? Woo, right? Man, I threw that backpack on. I'm a student, athlete, stop playing, right? And I fulfilled that role to the point where, oh shoot, I can really do this. I can go ahead and do this, right?
Right.
So I took that serious. Now remember, I'm 24. So when I'm telling people I'm about to go to college and play football, it's like a joke. It's funny to people. It's funny. And I still had ego though. Like, oh, hey, I'm him. I'm him, y'all. Even though I'm humble, I know I'm him. Just because I'm humble, damn, y'all go sit around pretending like we don't all know I'm him. We know I'm him. We know, hey, look, there's a reason y'all don't bring your females around me. You know what cracks off? So, like, so I mean, but just because I'm a humble dude and being respectful and kind, we go pretend like I'm not him. So, watch this. I could show you better than I could tell you. And so I went and did that. And watch this. I still love all them. And I know they love me. But I know sometimes life is hard because they could see where life brought me. But one of the differences was I was humble. I knew. I knew y'all started seeing cameras on street corners and stuff. I'm like, hold on, we about to be moving different in this world.
Mm.
I knew we about whatever technology out, y'all, the world is really 50 years, like somewhere between 30 to 50 years ahead. Whatever technology is available to the average human today, so I knew like you ain't gonna be able to move, right? I knew I had to make a transition because what I see, if this ain't no new story, what happened to everybody who remained in the game too long?
Eventually, eventually, it's gonna run out. Yeah, eventually it's gonna run out.
Hey, but watch how God blessed me, because I was there for that transition from the stress to the doja to the chronic. You feel me? And then right at that same time, it's a rule, right? The rule is you make the money of the circle you keep yourself in. So I'm around cats who the money ain't right. All of a sudden I started going where we was just talking about going to school. Who I'm around, y'all?
People
Who's
with money.
spending with me? Who's spending with me? And this is why I told this story. I just told that not just to be running off at the mouth about it, because I was about to answer in full circle your question. But this is when the most crucial moment came. I'm sitting on at any given time pounds of chronic. That right? Okay, so you get to a point where, dang, I ain't gotta even mess with these dubs no more, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hey, look, so okay, boom. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got to a point where, okay, boom, here's this. I'm here, hey, take this work, and boom, I'm about to just hit you off with everybody who want this. I ain't dealing with them no more. I'm gonna hit you with them, right? I had gave up the ace at a certain point too, but then I was like, I want that back. I want that back, right?
Right.
But anywhere from the eighth, the half, the quarter, the whole, the QP to the half, right? Was okay. So then I'm kind of winning because y'all think of the people I'm dealing with. I ain't doing no risky shit, no janky shit. I'm
On the
fucking with people.
real.
Hey, inviting me in their house for dinner with Christmas gifts and got me. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm winning with the price, right? And you know when you moving at that level, you're not doing too much. I'm not doing too much. And this is what it was, and this is why I told all this. But there was a day when I was like, oh shoot, you got to make a decision, because you finally at a point in life where you got more to lose by staying with this than you got to gain. And that was a profound moment, because it was a moment of deep responsibility for me, because it was like, dang, my dude, because you've come far enough that you'd be disrespecting your people. You would be disappointing the young men who look up to you, because they would look like, damn, you got that far and you was still fucking up doing this shit. You
Wow.
feel me? So I knew like, hey, I gotta transition away from this and be L7 square, super square. And that's where I'm at now. Y'all look, hey, I went to New York with my wife. We was at the crosswalk. I'm trained, y'all. I'm domesticated. That thing don't say walk, I don't walk. I'll be sitting right there waiting for the right.
I
Hey,
don't blame.
hey,
Yeah.
hey,
No.
everybody's staring at me because they ain't waiting on that. But that's how square I am, y'all. I'm staying out the way because I know my obligation. Every day I gotta wake up ain't about me and my interests. It's about who are you supposed to show up as today for these young men to respect you enough to hear what's coming out your mouth. You feel me? Without wasting a moment of them looking at you, because We from the community, we know how we are. We're cynical. When we say something, the first thing people are looking at you is sizing you up, trying to figure out where the weaknesses or downfall. So you got to show up on point to save a life, because getting this young brother to listen to you might depend upon you showing up in the right physical state where they know, like, oh, OG still with the business. He's still right, showing up dressed right, where they like, oh, he really care for himself. Oh, he really moves right. Okay, so if he told me to consider thinking this way or doing this way, maybe I need to get at a thought. But they do need to know how much you, right? What they say, they need to know how much you care before they care how much you know.
So wow, that's deep. Hold on, because we got to make that point clear and plain. Because wow, like
Hey,
you
when they
say,
gave me that
like,
scholarship to see son, I knew I had to act
hold on.
right.
Hey, but look,
Scott, boy, playing football.
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
yeah.
position?
Hey, linebacker, DM.
Dude.
Hey,
Oh,
my king,
damn.
watch this, my king. I'm a 28-year-old convicted felon playing for CSUN, getting scholarship money and financial aid and a chance to turn his life around. I knew at a certain point I was motivated by my anger with the world around me and my anger with everyone. And at a certain point, I had to let go of that, because I'm like, you ain't got no right to be angry. You feel me? These people got behind me. They got behind me and supported me. So I had to walk away from certain things to show respect to them for the investment they was making in me. That I can't play myself or play them out. And I can't have our community out there looking crazy, because that's the way we have to think, that we're not moving in behalf of just ourselves as individuals. We moving in representation of our community. We got to think.
Right.
Got to.
You said something profound that I can't let go of. Because, like I said, we've been discussing the divisions within our community. And your story, and without even me having to ask, you just explained how the younger generation is looking at the older generation for flaws. They looking to see if they could respect you or not. They gonna find a flaw.
Yeah. And that's
You
okay. That's
you
okay.
feel me?
Yeah.
So as the older cat, you gotta make sure your shit is tight, because they
Yeah.
looking for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. How
they're
you gonna
not
tell them
gonna
to handle
respect
their
your work.
business,
Yeah.
but they can't look at you and see that you done handled your business? Yeah. They might be enamored with you at a certain point, but at a certain point they'll even put it together in their head, like, hold on, you ain't got no business to conduct with people your age. What you kicking it with us for? You feel me? They'll appreciate at a certain point, but yeah, no, they have a thought process. They have critical thinking. They're bright. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. They're geniuses. They can
For
think.
real.
And that's why they need to be supported. And that's why we need to push them. I don't care if it's problematic. There's a productive way to deal with it. So if you like squabbling, hey, rep the hood. Rep the hood then, and let's put you in a situation where we get some money from you squabbling. There's too many means to, like, but let's do something positive. Let's do something positive that can help feed multiple people, right? Where you're bringing something to the table. Let's not be destructive, though. And not to hey, I love me, so I don't look in the mirror and resent people who look like me. I love them when I see them, because I feel like, like, I love me, but at the same time, who am I? I don't know what God or the universe intended to bring into existence through this other human. How dare I get in their way? Because it ain't about me and them, it's about me and the universe. I'm just a product of the universe. I'm not the only means through which the universe is acting on this world. So how dare, hey, my brother, what if they killed the person who was supposed to bring a certain cure in, and now we have to wait for it to be given to another person who's born into a different generation? We
Right.
playing around. We don't know people's potential. They might not reach their potential till 30, 40, 50, and we man, this crashing out stuff. So me, I'm on some whatever I got to do. If a young brother told me, my brother, I'm on something so different right now. If somebody was to try to rob me and be like, I want them earrings, my brother, ain't no bravado to it. My first question would be like, my brother, look, yeah, hey, do you really like these that much? I'm like, hold on. I'll get you a pair. We could go get a pair, but do you like these that much? Hey, what are your alternatives, right? None of this other stuff is that serious. We at war. We at war. If it was just about taking a head, my brother, that's no. I want to. Hey, show me you can save a life. Being
Yep.
destructive is easy. That's easy. That's easy. That's easy. I know because I had to get there because I'm not a destructive person. I'm a loving person. But it's only so much you go deal with before you like, oh, this what y'all need to see. This what you need to see. You need me to victimize you. You need to meet. Oh, you ain't know it. Well, yeah, that's what it is. So can I get back to being nice now? And then people are free, right? So guess what I'm on? I'm on some niceness, my brother, because I that stuff affects your sleep. It affects your existence, your health. I want to be in good mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. I want to feel like if there is something after this life that I lived my purpose here and I did righteous on to others. You feel what I'm saying? So that's I don't know how we go save our community, but at the same time, I know to save. You ever hear like someone's body being septic or something, or them having a cancer where they have to amputate part of their body to save the rest of their body?
Ooh, just gotta cut off that bad portion. Nah, I feel you.
Sometimes,
I feel you, man.
sometimes.
I feel you,
Hey,
man.
hey, real quick though, real quick, I just want to share this one last thought I'd like to make. Because there is one more resource I think could help save our young men sooner than later. But this is what it would require. It will require every single person who has a family member or loved one in prison to start supporting that person in prison to the best of their ability to be the best person they are, even in there, so that they could spend their time telling all the young people who they can get to that, look, this is not where you want to be. We don't want to see you here. You better not show up here, right? Because that is a wealth of resource sitting behind bars. That's a wealth of resource. That is a wealth of resource in our community. And there's some youngsters I'm too distanced now. They ain't go hear me because they ain't seen me out there putting in no work. That's real life. I get it. I respect it. I'm on the other end of it now. Okay, but guess who they still go listen to some degree? That man sitting on the yard trying to talk to them once a week on the phone from in there, letting them know, don't come here, man. Ain't nothing cute about in here, right? We got to tap into that resource. We have to, my brother. We have to. That could help save us a little quicker. But people might have to make sacrifices that maybe you don't get to go clubbing and drinking and smoking the way you want to because maybe you put that money on your family member's books. So your family member could still serve a viable function for the family. You feel me? And live a decent life in there. You feel me? And I know that's people feel certain ways about that, but that's my truth, my brother. I think that's a resource we could use to help our community a little quicker as we repair our family units.
That's respect, man. That's respect, Joe. Hey, man, that's an hour and 13. A wealth of knowledge, man. Wealth of knowledge. Beautiful conversation. You know you gotta come back and hang with us again, cause
Hey, it's
hey,
whatever for you, kids, whatever,
I
my
feel like
king.
we only scratched the surface, man. I feel
That's
like
all we
we scratched
did.
the
That's
surface,
all.
man.
Yeah, I'm always with that, my
We
king. I'm
gotta
always
get
with
in.
it.
Yeah, and that's all we're gonna call this. We ain't even gonna start. We ain't even gonna start when you started playing football, where you grew up, and all that shit. We didn't even get to do none of that, so that was okay. We get to interview you next time. This was wealth of knowledge, whatever you call it. That's what we're gonna put out.
This
I
was
like this. Nice to meet you, Joseph.
Hey, my king, it's
Hey,
a
hey,
pleasure.
we finna do this again, bro. Oh man, this is going down. All this time I'm thinking you was playing basketball.
nah. You play
Uh-uh,
football
uh-uh.
See,
at
I
high
didn't know
school.
that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you went in high school and y'all played football together or some shit. But nah, y'all play basketball on the damn court and this is where it is. Oh, that's crazy. And
Hey,
that's
Hey,
deep.
hey,
yeah,
hold on. I'm
bless.
gonna hit this. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, another episode of Stolen Bone. Joe, stay right there.